Yeah, things set up right tonight. We could actually have a pretty good display of the aurora out there. Our partners down the Space Weather Prediction Center, Division of Geomagnetic Storm Watch, calling for a G2 or a G3 storm. That's pretty decent. We could have a decent chance of seeing that in Wyoming if this verifies. Now, coronal mass ejection is what occurred, just the area of plasma that moves off the sun. It's heading toward the area right now. It should begin to arrive in this area probably sometime later this afternoon, but especially I think as we head toward tonight now. It's a big blob of gas from 93 million miles away, so the timing might not be exact. And space weather is fickle, so make sure you check the Space Weather Prediction site for further updates, but it looks pretty decent at this point. And we could see the aurora in the area if this verifies, obviously. Now, the KP index, basically how far south is this going to get? You can see between 6 and 9 o'clock, about at 6. It's still pretty bright this time of year, even though days are getting shorter. We're now into September now. As we get toward the dark hours, 9 p.m. to 12 p.m., still about at 6. Looks like the best conditions, though, at least the timing at this point, anywhere from about midnight to about 3 a.m. They'll max out at 7, then drop down toward 6 as we head toward 6 p.m. and toward dawn as we head toward, I should say, 3 a.m. to 6 a.m. Now, ask me what do those mean? This is how far south the aurora can be seen. I drew in Wyoming here. You can see my great artwork there. Ha ha, very funny, huh? In any case, mild throw, that's a G1, KP of 5. You can see mainly along the northern borders. Sometimes you can pick these up with cameras, but very hard to see that with the naked eye. Now, if we get up to a KP of 7 is what we expect. Here's the view line. Basically comes through New England, down here across the southern Great Lakes, and comes into Wyoming as well. So, better chance of seeing it with the naked eye here. Obviously, the further north you go, better chance. If you have a camera, that's obviously the best way to see it. Now, if we get a G5 storm, that's very unlikely at this point. You can see, we'll see the colors really, really well in that case. They asked me, what do these look like usually? Now, these were taken with a camera with a higher exposure on it. You won't see this with the naked eye, but through a cell phone or a camera, this is what it'll look like. A KP5, G1 a mild storm. You can see mainly on the horizon, you can see some reds and some greens there. G2 storm, the KP up to 6. You can see colors go a little bit higher in the sky for that. What they're expecting tonight, a G3, maybe KP of 7. See some pretty good colors here extending well up into the sky. If it's a little bit better than they think, we maybe get up to a G4 storm or a KP of 8. Much higher in the sky. That's when you start seeing a lot more of those purple colors as well. Much more vivid things. So how do you view this? Gone over this before, just a quick review. Go to a dark place away from light pollution. This is Wyoming. You shouldn't have to go too far to see that. Look to the north-northeast and see how North Magnetic Pole is actually up near Greenland. It's not over the North Pole. And it just appears a faint glow at the KP 6 or less toward the horizon. When it gets up toward 7, that's when you start seeing it better with the naked eye. And it gets up toward 8 or 9, it should be visible to the naked eye. Now, if you want to take pictures of this, you have a cell phone, just put it in the night mode, or if you have a professional mode on your camera, maybe I'll use these tips with the standalone camera as well. Turn the exposure up, I'd say at least 5 seconds. If you want to turn it up a little bit more. And your aperture, the wide aperture as possible, basically the f-stop, try to turn that down as low as you can. Get as much of that light drawn into the camera. And finally, if you're using a standalone camera, better use a tripod or something to steady the camera. Those long exposure shots can be blurry. It's really hard to hold the camera steady for that long. Now, one other question here is, what's the sky cover going to be like? Starting about 10 o'clock when things really start getting dark now, there will be some mid and high level clouds around, so maybe not ideal conditions there. Most of those will probably be in the mountain. This area is also further north. Head down further south, down toward Rock Springs in this area. Could be mainly clear down here, but the good news is, as we head toward 1 o'clock, now granted, some people can't stay up this late, but this will be the optimum viewing time, I think, anywhere from about 1 to 3. So you see ending at 2 o'clock. You see the clouds really, really thin out, maybe some lingering across the mountains, but generally a drop in most areas. And the good news here is, we have a pretty bright moon out there right now. It's going to be about 2/3 of the way to full. But the moon set is about 12:30 in the morning. So once that goes down, the sky gets a lot darker. Should be a lot easier to see the aurora. Maybe take some good pictures of it.